Welcome back to the Python Masterclass. In episodes 3 and 4, we covered data types and operators, the ingredients and the tools. Now in episode 5, we learn how to make decisions. Conditional statements are how you give your code intelligence the ability to respond differently depending on what it finds. Every meaningful program in the world makes decisions. When you log in and the app says welcome back, that is a conditional. When a game says you lose, that is a conditional. When a payment system says your card is declined, that is a conditional. Code that makes decisions is code that thinks, and in Python, that thinking starts with just two letters, I, F. The if statement is Python's simplest decision tool. You write the keyword if, followed by condition, followed by a colon. On the next line, indented with 4 spaces, you write what should happen when that condition is true. If the condition is false, Python skips the entire block and moves on. The indentation is not a style choice in Python, it is the syntax. Miss it, and your code breaks. When you have more than 2 possible outcomes, you use Elif, short for else if, to chain additional conditions. Python evaluates each condition in order from top to bottom and runs the first block whose condition is true. The else clause at the end is your catch-all. It runs only when every condition above has been false. Together, if, elif, and else cover every branching scenario you will ever encounter. Every condition you write uses one of Python's 6 comparison operators. Double equals checks equality. A single equals would be assignment, which is a very common mistake for beginners. Not equals, greater than, less than, greater or equal, and less or equal complete the set. Memorize these 6. You will use them thousands of times throughout your career. You can combine multiple conditions using logical operators. The AND operator requires both conditions to be true. The OR operator requires at least one to be true. The NOT operator flips a true to false and a false to true. You can also nest if statements inside other if statements to create multi-level logic. As long as you keep your indentation clean and consistent, Python handles it perfectly. That wraps up episode 5. You now have a complete understanding of conditional logic in Python. If, elif, else, all 6 comparison operators, logical operators, and nested conditions. In episode 6, we tackle one of the most powerful features in programming, loops. The for loop, the while loop, and how to control them with break, continue, and range. Subscribe, and I will see you there.